Rashad being extremely rusty. Those are the only two chances Bader has of winning. And so because Rashad has more ways that he can win, and has proven that his best is better than Bader's best, we're picking Rashad Evans there, okay? So in your three big matches, we got Gustafson to become new champ, Hendricks to beat Woodley, and Evans over Bader. Then in the other matches in the heavyweight division, we've got Sean Jordan taking on my new main man as of like 10 hours ago today, Ruslan Magomedov? That sounds good. Ruslan Magomedov. There we go. He's my new man, I'll tell you why. He's 13-1, taking on 18-6 Sean Jordan. So Jordan got the experience, but Ruslan got the game, man. He got 3 inches height on this dude. Jordan's got 18 pounds in weight at 260 to Ruslan's much more slender, athletic 242. Sean Jordan from USA, Ruslan from Russia, obviously. And the reason that Ruslan is my new man is because this morning I woke up to a pleasant surprise that he, who, I was not very familiar with, just vaguely familiar with as an upcoming world heavyweight prospect in UFC, he followed yours truly at BDST Show on Twitter. That's right. My man, Ruslan Magomedov, heavyweight, best world heavyweight fighter in the UFC today right now, in my opinion. He's going to destroy Sean Jordan. Mark my words, he's going to destroy him. He is going to use his youth, his speed, his agility, his athleticism, and his reach, and his height advantage, and he's just going to control this fight. Sean Jordan's going to get worked over and not have a chance against my man Ruslan. Or Ruslan. I'll have to ask him how we say it. Then we got Jessica Ai versus Juliana Pena. Ai is 11-3. Pena's 7-2. We're going to take Jessica Ai in that fight. We've also got Benavidez versus Bagatinov at 22-4. We take Benavidez over the 13-3 Bagatinov. Then we got Yara Rodriguez versus Daniel Hooker. Mexico versus New Zealand. I'm sorry, but anytime a person named Hooker is involved, I want to pick that guy. However, Hooker's 13-5. Rodriguez is 6-1. You go with the up-and-coming Rodriguez on that one. Jouban out of the USA, Alan Jouban. Not sure how you say that. I tried to make him French there for a minute. Versus Albert Tumenov. 12-3 Jouban versus 15-2 Tumenov. I'm going with the Russian, the 15-2 Russian on that one. Give me Mr. T all the way. Then we got Rosa Namajunas versus Angela Hill. Both two fairly new female fighters. Namajunas is 3-2. Angela Hill is 2-1. Coin flip. Take what, I don't know, whatever your flavor is. Then we've got Adriano Martins versus Islam Makhachev. Makhachev is 12-0. Martins is 27-7. So again, I tend to go with the young up-and-comers here over the past their primers. So Makhachev all the way. And we've just a couple more fights here. We got Trevino versus Northcutt. Trevino's 12-1. Northcutt's 5-0. Definitely, they're both good young up-and-comers, so you go with Trevino there. Experience does give advantage. Then we've got Carriazo at 17-7 versus Pettis, 12-2. I like Pettis. Give me Sergio Pettis. And then lastly, we have Derek Lewis versus Victor Pesta. Derek Lewis is 12-4. Victor Pesta 10-1. Give me the 10-1 guy, Victor Pesta. All right, there's your UFC 192 preview extravaganza. Sorry you had to wait so long for it, and sorry I had to rush it just a little bit. But make sure to get to your local Buffalo Wild Wings this Saturday and enjoy all the fights for free. At least, watching them is free. You should be polite and, buy some beer to drink and some food to eat or stuff like that while you're there. Don't be a total freeloader like I was last time. But anyway, make a point to enjoy that. All right. We're going to squeeze 3 more topics in real quick, and then we'll have our balls deep thought of the day and be ending this week's show. All right. So going from UFC, the natural segue is to WWE. Hell in a Cell will be coming up at the end of the month of October here. Since it is a ways away and we have a special event before that, I will give you the match card and catch you up on everything there. As we get closer, you're not missing a whole lot. The Raw ratings are down. They have been down and they continue to go down, probably because the quality of the shows is going down. The storylines are stupid. We've got Kane returning, being a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing, with corporate Kane and then wearing the mask Demon Kane, and thrown completely unjustifiably into the world title picture storyline one-on-one with Seth. Like, just, are you kidding me? Honestly, the New Day is the only thing worth watching on WWE Entertainment right now, period. They're fantastic. Everything else is pretty crummy at the moment, at least for the most part. But we do have a special WWE event. If you are a WWE Network subscriber, as I am, this Saturday, they are having another event. It's very similar to the one a month or two ago called Beast in the East, where they were in Japan. This one is called Live from Madison Square Garden, where clearly they will be in New York at Madison Square Garden this Saturday night. It is officially kicking off the Brock Lesnar Go to Hell tour. He will be taking on the Big Show for the first time ever, or for like the 5,000th time ever. So that's lame, but maybe we'll get a cool OMG moment or two out of it. But not a big fan of that match. I believe we've got Dudley Boyz versus New Day possibly at that show. That would be something I'm looking extremely forward to. I believe there's also Nikki Bella rematch versus Charlotte for her title on that Saturday, which then at Hell in a Cell will be a triple threat with Charlotte, Nikki Bella, and Paige. What else is there? The match I'm looking most forward to by far would be Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. That should be a pretty awesome, fantastic, just entertaining, old-fashioned wrestling match. And then I want to say you've got John Cena defending his United States title against Seth Rollins as well, and maybe one or two other matches on that Live at Madison Square Garden special this Saturday. I will not be watching it as it happens live, as I work most Friday and Saturday nights. However, come Sunday, when football is done, I will most likely be firing up the WWE Network and getting myself up to speed on everything that happened at Live at Madison Square Garden this upcoming Saturday, only on the WWE Network, which you can subscribe to for just $9.99 a month by visiting WWE.com right now. All right, 2 topics left and Balls Deep Thought of the day. Let's go to Major League Baseball, shall we? And the Twins found themselves today in a doubleheader. That's right, the Twins are involved in a doubleheader today, and one thing that I have heard about doubleheaders is it is important to pace yourself. It can be really easy to, get off in the first game and then not have anything left for round 2. But and unfortunately, that is the way that it looked for the Twins here today, as they easily won Game 1 of the doubleheader against Cleveland 7-1. However, last I checked, in Game 2 this evening, they were down 5-0. Maybe they were able to rally back from that. However, it is unlikely. Twins will not gain any ground then. They will stay a game and a half behind the Angels now for that second and final wildcard spot, who have surpassed the Houston Astros by, I believe, a half a game. The Twins can basically only afford to lose 1, maybe 2 games remaining of all their remaining games. And that included today's doubleheader. So if they ended up losing the one tonight, which it looked like they were going to, they will have to sweep their last 4 games. They will need to win tomorrow against Cleveland, and then sweep the Kansas City Royals Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to have any sort of a chance at getting that final wildcard spot. Now, keep in mind it's no big deal if we don't get that final wildcard spot. It's not our year. We're not going to make a playoff run. We're not going to make a push. We weren't supposed to be this good anyway. No matter how this ends, this season was a huge victory and accomplishment for the Minnesota Twins organization, their players, the fans, everybody. And we should take nothing but positives out of everything that happened this year. We've got very few things along the lines of concerns with the day-to-day lineup whatsoever. The only thing that we will be looking to improve next year to make the next step yet, get in the playoffs and actually make some noise in the playoffs, will be to improve our pitching staff. And we should be able to do that. We'll be calling Barrios up. We've got Duffy up now. We'll have Santana hopefully. Maybe Hughes will be healthy. We could get a new person yet. You still got Gibson and Pelfrey and Malone. One of those guys should work out for you. But it's looking good, and then you tweak the bullpen, obviously. Maybe you look to go a different route than Glenn Perkins at closer. I would not mind that one bit. No offense, Perk. It just is what it is. But that's, again, Twins likely going to just miss out on the playoffs. And it's not even the playoffs. It's a play-in to the playoffs. So, all positives if you're a Twins fan this season, no matter how it turns out. All right. So then, finishing the completing of your baseball playoff picture, we have the Blue Jays with the number one, surpassed the Kansas City Royals as the number one team in the American League. The Blue Jays have won their division 6 games above the Yankees, and they are 2 full games. At 92 and 65, the Blue Jays are 2 full games above the 90 and 67 Kansas City Royals for home field advantage throughout the American League playoffs. So, hey, boy, that one team that was sub 500 that Scotty Ball pointed out before the All-Star break and the trade deadline is this is the team to keep an eye on who's going to make noise in the second half. Well, go figure. I was right. But like I said, you've got the Yankees 6 games out of first. They will have one of those 2 wild card seats, almost for sure that number 1 the home game in the play-in for the wild card game locked up. They will be facing either the Twins, possibly, who are 82 and 75, or were before the end of today, or most likely the Angels at 83 and 74 and the Astros at 83 and 75. It is pretty close though. Boy, you never know. The Angels and Astros, they got easy competition these last couple days here, so it's going to be hard to count on them to lose anything. But like I said, you need the Twins to pretty much sweep out. Maybe they could lose one more game. You never know, but I'm thinking Angels or Astros. I don't know. My heart really wants the Astros to be it. So there's my pick. Astros will be going to New York to play in that one game wild card play-in. Is my prediction. You've got the Rangers going to end up winning the West. They are 2 games in front right now. Like I said, the Royals have clinched the Central, and the Blue Jays have clinched the East. Then out in the National League, you've got the Dodgers, who have clinched up the West. You've got the Mets, who have clinched up the East. And you've got the Pirates and Cubs, who have clinched up the wild card. But you've still got the number 1 seed Cardinals, the best team in all of baseball, at 99 wins and 59 losses, with an only 3-game lead over the 1 seed wild card team at the moment, Pittsburgh Pirates. So insanely enough, and the Cardinals play the Pirates the last series of the season. So the Cardinals could have spent literally every week of the entire baseball season as the best team in all of baseball, and in their final 3-4 games, not only lose the number 1 seed in all of baseball, but lose their division crown and have to win a 1-game play-in playoff game against the 3rd or 4th best team in all of baseball, who's in their division as well, the Chicago Cubs. So there is your baseball playoff picture. Like I said, most of the seeding has been determined. You're going to have a Pirates-Cubs wildcard play-in game, which is one of the biggest travesties ever, okay, in the history of baseball. One of the biggest travesties ever. This should be a 3-game to 5-game, a 3-game at the minimum, 5-game at the maximum series of games. Both of these teams are too good to force them to play in a 1-game winner-take-all play-in to get to the real playoffs. Can't stand it. Can't stand it at all. You either need to, if you're going to have it be 5 teams, you got to make that wild card game a 3-game series at least. Okay? Otherwise, you need to add another team and give the top 2 teams in the American League and the top 2 teams in the National League buys. and have an entire actual wild card round with the worst division winners. I'm telling you, that would be great.